Hello there, fellow humans, and welcome to this video. And today I want to talk about a tank that's been forgotten a bit, but is kind of iconic in the game, and that is the IS-3. And that is also very important because obviously the IS-3 is a very important step on the way to the IS-7. Now, obviously the IS-7 is a very popular tank to get, also a very good entry-level tank. So the IS-3 is very important here because obviously you'll be spending a lot of time at tier 8. So now, I'd say, let's have a look at this tank. If it's good, if it's worth getting even, and on your way to the IS-7. So let's check it out. And don't forget to like, subscribe. Now what we're going to do is have a quick look at the stats, obviously. And what you can see is, obviously it's no match for a TF42, which is the best tier 8 in the game. But it can somewhat keep up with a 252 in terms of DPM and in terms of aim time and accuracy. Obviously, where this thing falls down is in the armor part, and it also does perform significantly worse. But it does sort of compete quite well with the IS-5 here. So basically, it's the IS-5 only costs 1,500 gold though, so there is that. Now, without a doubt, the Object 2FTU is an amazing tank. It is slower, however, than the IS-3. However, obviously, it is massively better armored, only on the upper hull though. The Object 2FTU has a absolutely massive lower plate, which means it's very easy to pen that all the time. The upper plate, however, is pretty much impenetrable, same with the turret. In the IS-3, it's a bit different, where the entire front plate is quite weak, but the turret is pretty much also impenetrable, so that's the main difference here. It's a bit faster, it is a lot less armored. However, you can still side scrape very well. You can also reverse side scrape amazingly with it because of the dented in hull, however you want to call it. So, while it is not a horrible tank, I think it might be decent enough to be worth grinding through, so I think let's play it. Here we go into the game with the good old IS-3. Now, there is a legendary camo for it. I have no idea where I got it from. I didn't buy it, and neither should you, because legendary camos are mostly just a waste. But look at this. This is just grey. This is not even a camo. It's just someone painted it grey and then was a bit too excited onto the turret, if you know what I mean. Yeah, how is this selling for gold? I don't understand. But anyway, rant aside, obviously I would want to get the T-44 54 lightweight down there. And while you can play a position like this, you know, it doesn't really have amazing gun depression, but it is definitely enough to play this position. So that definitely works. And obviously if you camp in the back here, that isn't really helpful, so I wouldn't recommend doing that. I wouldn't recommend camping anywhere, in fact, because camping always makes you lose. However, pushing too aggressive also makes you lose. You have to find the right balance between going forward and going back. Okay, now, next one spotted. That is a tier 7, so he should have trouble pinning me. And because it is a Russian tank, I also have trouble pinning him. However, normally you don't really have a problem pinning with this thing because 225 AP penetration is definitely solid. So you are not going to struggle too much. It's obviously no T-34 with almost 250, but it is definitely good enough. If you use the side armor properly, if you can hide the front plate, that is, then you can use that to perfection as well. Okay, now 1.5k damage so far. And I mean, the enemy team's pushing quite a lot, which does give me the ability to just have a snack here. The accuracy is not great, but it is certainly good enough to, in short and medium range combat, to be effective, which is very nice, obviously. And, hello, Tiger, you shouldn't be there. I wouldn't go for track shots necessarily, because for that it is a bit too inaccurate. So I would always aim center mass on most tanks. If it's a longer range, always aim center mass. And also don't forget to load HE when you can, obviously, because it is a good tank still for a tech tree vehicle. It is nowhere near the best tier 8 premiums, obviously, but it is by no means a slouch. And that is a great thing, because to play this tank, a lot of people that are going to play this are going to be new players. They're on the way to the IS-7, because the IS-7 is a great starting vehicle. The IS-8, not so much. So, and that is something that you're going to have to watch out for. The IS-8 is not really beginner-friendly at all, and that is something that you probably have to grind your way through. But it is also good to learn the sort of heavier playstyle that the IS-8 has. So that is definitely helpful as well. But this one, the IS-3, is a lot more similar to the IS-7 in regard to how it plays. Okay, here we go. probably load a bit too much APCR on this tank here, given 10 rounds. You don't really need that much, so I think 7 to 8 is enough. If you don't like uneven numbers like me, then it's 8. But yeah, here we go. That's almost 5,000 damage there in a random game. And I'm just playing from the middle. I'm playing from a spot where you normally need gun depression. But as you can see, it still does work beautifully. And who would have thought? That's an ace right there. Let's go. Let's get into the second one, because obviously beating up hopeless puppies is not really that hard. And as you can see right there in that game, I haven't played this tank in 2 years or something like that, and now, boom, ace. So it is still a very capable tank. It's not a completely all-round tank. It lacks gun depression, it lacks accuracy and DPM for that, but it can be a very good tank to learn how to play heavy tanks with, because it's a versatile heavy tank. It's not versatile overall, but for a heavy tank, it can do multiple different roles. It's relatively mobile enough so that you can change positions fast enough. It's not like a VK100, which is a complete brick, but it's also not giving up too much armor to do that. Now, obviously, the frontal plate is not really thick at all, and you are going to get penned. However, you can get, obviously, if you angle like this, you can get bounces off the facing away side, but in general, the front plates are relatively weak. However, the sides are insanely strong on this vehicle. So if you can side scrape, then you will side scrape with this tank. That's also a great thing to learn, how to use armor in the correct way, because this also can be quite useful for something like a T-22 medium, which employs the exact same tactic, where the front's donkey, but the side is very, very strong. Now there's a T-49 coming, which you also have very adequate protection against, I'd say. You know, yeah, you can't do much, mate. You gotta... Also, tip for every heavy tank destroyer player, that pretty much said this a couple of times already, but if you're in a fight against a light tank, push your ass up against a wall, a rock, whatever, because that's going to make it a lot harder for them to circle you. That is going to make it a lot harder for them to circle you, and it's going to make you a lot more effective. Okay. Can I get the LTG here? It would be very nice to get another shot. Probably not. Nope, that's not gonna... That's gonna exit the window of shooting. Same with the T-29. He's not gonna be a shootable target here. And that's something you probably have to learn eventually as well. You know, the timings of tanks. How fast is the tank going? Can I still shoot him? Can I not? That's gonna be very useful. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna go up here. I'm gonna try to go for the VK. Because we're down one guy, and there's a Jagdtiger behind me, and I don't want to face a Jagdtiger. And we're down 2 people. Okay, now, this time we're going to have to fight the odds in a bad team. Oh my god. In a really bad team, actually. Okay, focus on the T-29 with the Chimera together. There we go. And now we'll link up with the Chimera. If you're in a 1vx situation, you want to have as much distance as possible. If you're in a 2vx situation like this, you want to have to either play together properly or be able to crossfire. So that when one person is getting shot at, the other one can shoot, basically. So in a situation like this, you want to be down here and be able to cover all the angles so that you don't get overrun. Because that's the worst thing that can happen. The biggest problem is going to be the Jagdtiger. If the Jagdtiger gets close, we're screwed. And the SP-1C is making a big mistake. No, mate, kill the SP. Kill the SP. Come on, kill the SP. Kill him. Kill him, bro. Oh, fucking hell. He's a donkey. Oh, or not. And now, there we go. Beautiful. Just like that. And now, Smasher. I can somewhat circle the Jagdtiger, but not the Smasher, because he has a turret, obviously. So the Smasher is the prime target here. And come on, what you doing, mate? Okay, he's coming for me. Now, I am mobile enough to outrun the Jagdtiger. Just barely, though. Mate, you gotta shoot the Smasher. If you shoot the Smasher, we got a good chance. Because then I can kill the Smasher with the next shot. And then we're good. Alright? Not like... Okay, or you just get yourself YOLO'd by the Jagdtiger. Anyway, that works. That works as well. He's down there now. Okay. Not ideal. You got the spare. Thanks. Appreciate it. Well, obviously what I don't want to do is now get in between them. So, focus the Smasher. He's the big problem. The Jagdtiger can barely get up the hill. So... Yeah. Come here. Try to ram. Why you stop, mate? Oh, no. We're not doing that. Need you a lag. Oh, that's unfortunate, mate. That is relatively unfortunate for him. What kind of games am I getting right now? What the hell? Am I just tryharding too much? Oh. Yeah, I don't want to do that. 1.5k DPM more. Mate, you gotta push me. You gotta push me. You gotta push. Yak Tiger, you have to push me. Get close. Get right into my face. That's what you have to do. I can out-trade you. I have more alpha damage than you. So you have to get close. You have to DPM. Oh, or you just give up. That's a bit anticlimactic. That's a bit sad. But... come on, man. I'm even giving you tips, bro. Anyway, that's the IS-3. That is the IS-3 for you. And as you can see, this is just two random games. You know, these aren't cherry-picked. I just played them both in a row. You know, look. So, there's that. The IS-3 is still a very, very capable tank. And it still does play beautifully if you know what you're doing. And it is also very easy to get into. And that is very nice. So, if you're on your way to grind the IS-7, enjoy it. It's gonna not be too bad. And if you enjoyed the video, thanks for watching. See you on the next one. Goodbye.